teaching strategy that I have chosen is roleplay. What is roleplay? Roleplay is an activity that requires students to adapt to another persona in order to portray a certain teaching message. It can be used for students to gain perspective on particular situations through observing actions, behaviours, and statements made by other students. It can be used for a wide variety of age groups and can be adaptable for different ages, and it can be done as a large group, such as a whole class, or in smaller groups, such as focus groups of 3 to 4 students. Some considerations when planning for a role play. In order to be successful, the teacher needs to carefully plan and organise the role play so that it is age appropriate, relatable to students, and controlled so students don't digress. Why role play? Role play encourages social interaction. It provides a clear focus for learning through simulating real situations. The learners can analyse issues from different perspectives. Students are actively engaged through participation. It helps students empathise with thoughts and feelings of others through viewing the students playing out a different role or character, and it helps students appreciate how their own experiences bias their perspectives. Additionally, it can develop self-confidence and self-esteem through acting. It can explore historical and contemporary issues. It creates an opportunity for students to be expressive and artistic. It engages the whole class, irrespective of whether it's a small or large group, and it provides discussion opportunities. The students can openly reflect and internally reflect. Some considerations when selecting role play. It has the potential to oversimplify complicated issues. There can sometimes be reluctance in participation of students. Some students may ineffectively communicate a role or not characterise the role properly and therefore distort the message. There needs to be an adequate debrief so that students understand clearly what the message was of the role play. It has the potential to become unruly if students get distracted, and can sometimes be difficult for the teacher to control which direction the role play goes. Some useful strategies when planning a role play. The teacher should advise students of expectations for the audience. This can include sitting quietly, raising their hand to ask a question, and being attentive and respectful to their peers. The teacher needs to allow a suitable amount of time for students to prepare so that they are comfortable with the roles. If the students don't have an adequate amount of time to prepare, they may not thoroughly understand the role that they're supposed to be taking on, and this may result in the role play not being successful. The teacher needs to maintain control of the role play and guide to prevent students from becoming overly emotionally involved. This is particularly relevant when role playing for social situations in which they may have had some experience, or they may have particular feelings about and may become particularly invested in their character. The teacher needs to allocate a suitable amount of time for debrief. Without debriefing the role play, it may not effectively communicate the intended message to students. Also, the teacher needs to guide the debrief so there is an opportunity for all perspectives to be considered. This means that the teacher needs to make sure that all the students have an effective and equal input and all perspectives are considered, which can sometimes involve playing the devil's advocate.